Operation Aurora, to stop the Sussexes. Buckingham Palace, the abdication memorandum, top secret, /tap3//UKIs, date 17th of November 2025, title Operation Aurora, author the King himself with input from the Lord Chamberlain, the Prime Minister, and 3 silent members of the Privy Council. It is the shortest memorandum ever placed before a British monarch, only 7 pages, but it will change the constitution more radically than anything else since 1936. The premise, written in Charles's own hand. I have concluded that the only way to save the Crown from irreversible damage by the Sussex commercial weaponisation is to remove the one thing they still need to sell: proximity to an active reigning monarch. If I abdicate in favour of William before the end of 2026, the Sussex brand loses its oxygen within 18 months. They sell relevance. I will take it off the market. The evidence that forced the decision. A YouGov poll taken in October 2025 showed that 68% of Britons under 35 now describe the couple, Harry and this one's wife, as American celebrities who used to be royal. The Commonwealth Secretary General privately warned Charles that Jamaica will hold its Republican referendum in March 2027, and prior to that, he's using Sussex footage in campaign ads with the tagline, "This is what monarchy looks like in 2025. Charles underlined the tagline twice in red. A new Netflix venture from the Sussexes pulled only 4.1 million global viewers in its first week, worse than a random Tuesday night episode of The Crown. The plan: 6 precise moves. Move 1. The health announcement, 14th of January 2026. A short, sombre statement from the palace. Following recent medical advice, His Majesty has decided to step back from public duties for an indefinite period to focus on recovery and reflection. No mention of abdication yet. The statement is deliberately vague enough to trigger sympathy, but precise enough to start the constitutional clock. Move 2. The Regency Trap. February to April 2026. William is appointed Prince Regent under the Regency Act 1937. This is crucial. It legally transfers almost all Crown powers to William while Charles is still technically king. The Sussexes now have no reigning monarch to orbit. Every time this one's wife posts a throwback photo of her with Charles, the caption instantly ages 12 months. Move 3. The abdication broadcast, 11th of May 2026, exactly 90 years after George V's death. Charles records a 4-minute address from the White Drawing Room at Windsor. He speaks sitting down. No desk, no notes. He thanks the nation, praises William and Catherine as the future the Commonwealth needs, and ends with a single sentence aimed directly at Monty Shitshow. I have always believed the Crown must evolve faster than those who would exploit it for personal gain. The broadcast ends with the camera lingering on the imperial state crown for 7 silent seconds, longer than protocol allows. The message is unmistakable. Move 4. The title stripping. Coronation Day, 6th of May 2027. William's coronation is deliberately scheduled for the first Saturday in May, bank holiday weekend, maximum audience. At 11:17 a.m., immediately after the anointing, the new king signs a letters patent under the Great Seal revoking the Sussex dukedom and the prince-princess titles of their children, in light of permanent residence outside the realm and commercial exploitation of royal status. It is the first time in 300 years a peerage has been removed by royal prerogative without parliamentary legislation. The legal basis is a 1970 precedent Charles himself dusted off from the archives, the one used against the Teutonic dukes during World War I. The Sussexes are left with courtesy styles, Harry and this one's wife's Mountbatten Windsor, and nothing else. Move 5. The Commonwealth Guillotine, June to December 2027. William embarks on a lightning tour of every realm: Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the Bahamas, Jamaica. Every speech contains the same quiet line: "The crown I wear belongs to all of you, not to those who chose to leave it." By Christmas 2027, Jamaica postpones its referendum indefinitely. The others drop, quietly, Republican debates for a generation. Move 6. The long fade, 2028 to 2035. With no reigning monarch to reference and no titles to sell, the Sussex brand collapses under its own weight. American magazines stopped putting them on the covers. The last joint cover is People magazine in February 2029 with the headline, "Where are they now?" By 2032, Harry is spotted alone at an Invictus event in Dusseldorf, wearing a simple blazer with no cipher, no medals, no acknowledgement from the royal box. No streamers have signed any deals with the Sussexes. This one's wife launches a wellness line in 2030 that doesn't sell. It then disappears from Target shelves. The personal cost. The part Charles underlines in green ink. "I will become the second king in a century to abdicate. History will not judge me kindly, but history will still have a monarchy to judge. That is the only legacy that matters." Real-life precedents that make it work. Edward VIII's 1936 abdication speech was written in 10 minutes and broadcast to 100 million people with no warning. The palace can still move that fast. Beatrix of the Netherlands, 2013, Benedict XVI, 2013, and Juan Carlos of Spain, 2014, all abdicated for the explicit purpose of refreshing their monarchies. All three saw approval ratings for the institution rise 15 to 20 points within a year. The 2021 removal of Andrew Mountbatten's military affiliations and HRH showed that the mechanism already exists. It simply needs scaling. The final detail. On the morning of the abdication broadcast, Charles has one last instruction for the Lord Chamberlain. Send the Duke of Sussex a handwritten note on the day, nothing formal, just this: "You always said you wanted to be free. Today you are." The note is delivered by recorded mail to the Montecchio gate. Security footage, later leaked to the Daily Mail, shows Harry reading it alone on the driveway, the Pacific Ocean grey and empty behind him. He does not reply. By the time William and Catherine appear on the balcony at the coronation, the cameras no longer even bother to zoom in on the empty space where Harry once stood. The Sussexes have now become what every strategist in the palace prayed for: yesterday's news. And somewhere, in the Highland air at Balmoral, an old king who sacrificed his reign for the survival of the crown raises a small glass of whiskey to the television screen and whispers the words no one else will ever hear. Checkmate.